Good morning, viewers. You're watching Future ABC Media online TV, and my name is Adiyaju. And today, I have so many things to rant about. You'll discover that I have not shaved, and I I have been sick. I've been sick. So what are my sickness? Um, no fuel, difficulties in getting fuel. Difficulties in getting cash, and perhaps the third one, which didn't really matters to most people, but it does matters to me, is the unavailability of PVC that a lot of people have been denied, or should we say disenfranchised, from able to from being able to perform their civic duties. Is that not what people call it? Civic duty or civic right, by voting for their choice of candidates that should lead them in this beautiful country. So while I was discussing that, I went to meet my medical practitioner, who is my wife. So she gave me drugs to help cure some of these troubles. So this is the first drug. She said this one is going to cure lack of money. So let me take it and see if it's actually going to work. Because obviously, if I take this drug now, according to her perspective, uh, prescription, she said that if I take this, I'm not going to have issue with having to deal with Nigerian naira any longer. So money will just come and meet me wherever I am. That's the first drug. So she gave me another one. This one is quite very big. So she said this one will help cure the lack of fuel. So I'm only just putting a word to test to see if she's actually right, because sometimes maybe what we need in this country are these drugs, you know. Maybe it can help cure the old madness that is flowing in our space, in our domain. Quite big. Ah, and then perhaps the third one. She said this one is called Bubu Nishe. If you are not Yoruba who doesn't understand Bubu Nishe, Bubu Nishe means a drug that can cure all ailments. It can cure you of all disease. This one, if you take it, mm, I don't even know whether I'm using overdose. I just know that whatever. Let me use overdose, because in Nigeria you need overdose to cure madness. Because our madness is extreme, is overdose itself. Mm. So are you feeling me? These are the madness we have to deal with. You know. Hmm. Oh, now that I've finished using this drug, let's now see the magic that is going to bring. Oh, I think I'm seeing some cash here. Ah, this is what this drug is bringing. 5 naira. These drugs must be outdated. Okay, I've seen some other. Oh, another one, 10 naira. It's still coming up. Still coming up. Perhaps in the next few minutes, I'll be getting the new 1,000 naira note, 500 naira note, 200 naira note. You know, from the usage of this drug. I'm going to give you one narrative this morning. It came from one of the Muslim cleric. For people who are Muslim who are watching this video, a Muslim cleric once said, he said, you know, all these preachers, you know, the way they used to do. But I think the expression and the ideology behind the charade, because I know it's not charade, but let's assume for a minute that is true. He said the Malaika, which are the angels in Muslim terms, the Malaika once questioned God, you know, the sovereign uh, operator or director general of the whole sovereignty, who nobody have ever seen before, but we've just been. But let's assume that that also exists. He said they were questioning him that he did partiality by creating Nigeria with every resources that Nigeria will ever need. And the response God gave to them, to those angels who are the Malaikas, is what baffles him. He said God looked at them and laughed and said, yes, I know I've done everything possible. I've given them gold, given them oil, giving them these resources, that resources. But you will see the type of people that I will place on that same land. They will be simpletons, they will be cretin headed, they will not just be dumb, but they will be uh, utterly foolish, and they will not hear each other out. They will always be at each other's throat. And quite fortunate that illustration explain what Nigeria is. I come online today to do this video, not even knowing where to start from, because there are so many issues I could have easily touched. But let's touch the one that is still trending. I think I've done close to 2 or 3 videos in the past relating to this. But as I did yesterday, concerning the issue of the scarcity of naira, because people no longer get their money anymore. I want you to realize that people are now beginning to buy their own money. So, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the plaintiff, the people who took the matter to court in the first place, to stop the CBN and the federal government from making the formal legal tender, to stop them from making it illegitimate. So the case has been going on for quite some time, and yesterday the Supreme Court gave its verdict, and they said that the former 1,000 naira, 500 naira, and 200 naira note still remains legal until the court will sit again on the 22nd of February this same month, 2023, to give the next verdict. If they are waiting for the federal government, who are the accused here, and the CBN to come with counter uh, analogy or narrative to give reasons why their policy is to be upheld. And as at this morning, our president came out. You know, I've always been telling some of my friends who care to listen. I know a man whose children attend my son's school. We live almost in the same area. Sometimes we meet where we used to sit and discuss. You know, I've always been telling him that the government that he vehemently always in support of does not uphold any court order. They don't respect court order. So we are not living in democracy as far as we're concerned. We're just living in a banana republic where anything goes. And like my prediction worked out, I said the court is going to make this also order, and this is what the federal government will do. And it was exactly. But the federal government actually did surprise me. They did surprise me, because what they did was to look at the court order, bend a little bit, 1/3 of the wheel. There are 3 currency in scarcity now that people are even rejecting in Nigeria, even the old legal tender of 1,500 and 200 naira respectively. They are rejecting it. And the federal government, the court order was that the money is to be not to be rejected by the citizen, that is still a legal tender as far as the court order is concerned. But the federal government now came and said, okay, let us not fully reject it. Let's just take one third of it. So as at this morning, our so-called Mr. President that I've been singing for since morning, you know, he came out to say that, okay, they've heard, but the 200 naira note, which wasn't much in circulation anyway, the previous legal tender currency, that is the only one they agreed for people to be spending, that the 500 naira and the 1000 naira remains uh, illegal, that is no longer legal for people to spend. And Nigerians, a lot of people have come out to shout, to scream like they've always been doing. But in all these rots, I just want to give, because I'll be talking about these different things and I'll be giving my verdict so as not to miss the point. My own verdict is this. See, I've forgotten the song I was singing for Buhari and Emefiele. Uh, you know, I would have loved to sing it again. They are indeed powerful. Number one, I was discussing with my wife this morning and I said, there are three arms of government in Nigeria. Maybe in every other part of the country, but in Nigeria, I know that we have three arms: the legislative arms, the judiciary, and the executives. And the legislative are supposed to check everything the what's it called, the executive are doing, to give their consent to it if it should go. That's what they call democracy. Why the judiciary is to help resolve any issues that two institutions might be battling with, according to the constitution of the land. But one thing people don't pay attention to is this: your president is not just the president of a country. In fact, they call them oftentimes, it's not even oftentimes, it's a certain thing, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, not armed force, all the forces put together. So I use an illustration and tell my wife this morning. I said, if I build houses, I bought cars, I have a lot of cash, and everything is in her name, and I am supposed to be the head of the family according to how the society is structured, and she's the one whose name is on the cars, on all the buildings that I have, all the properties, even is the account that I'm using, and I've come to start giving her verdict on what to do and what not to do. I said, what will I do? She gave me a flimsy answer, but I responded to her. I said, there's nothing I can do. You can choose to shut me out of my own house, in as much the house bears your name. You might choose to deny me of my money, of my cars that I bought with my hard-earned money, because I mistakenly made it in your name. In a situation whereby the federal government is the one controlling all the armed forces. So how can the judge or the court be more powerful than the executives? And in most cases, we've seen even the executives go ahead to arrest all the judges put together, saying that they are corrupt, they are this. You understand? We've seen it severally in this country, where the executive will order the arrest of the judges. So even local government chairmen do not respect the court order, not to talk of a governor, not to now mention the so-called powerful, the most powerful city in the land. Because I don't understand when they say the Supreme Court order is the court order is the final order, whereas there is no way to impose it. And we know we are dealing with people who can outrightly reject a verdict. So now it means that the federal government have flouted the court order and nothing will be done. So the question now is, Is it democracy? Is this what democracy is all about? Whereby the court will give a verdict and the president or the governor or any arms of the executives will call it bluff and nothing will happen. So can the president be arrested? Can he be sued? Can he be impeached? Probably yes. But that's not even my own big problem because they will never impeach the president. He knows the secret of all the legislative arms who will likely come out to impeach him. In fact, most of them are in his parties, in his party. And the ones that are not in his party too will never dare to do that because he will send all his dogs after them. The AFCC, the ICPC, and unfortunately, all of them are corrupt. Unfortunately, all. By default, they are corrupt. Just by being a senator or a house of you're corrupt. Judging by the salary they take home alone is, if that is not corruption, I don't know what it is. So, but who are we as a people? I asked this question in the last video I made. I asked, who are we? Who are you? Who are the people in your surrounding? I've sat down with different people in my life. Even people whom we think are educated. People who, maybe not by mistake, some people went to school. They went to school, and yet when you engage them in discussion, their reasoning is always backward. I know some people who will still always fight me today and say, in a normal climb where common sense works, APC will never smell the seat because Buhari are doing the chance for any other person who might be coming to occupy the seat through that party, be it chairman or governor or president. But I wasn't surprised. In 2020, few years ago here, they did answers and people were killed at Lekki. Few days to that time, I don't know whether it's the House of Representatives or chairman election or whatever they did. At Koshofe here, I still said this in my last video. Out of 14,000 plus voters who came to register, APC still won 12,000 plus. The question is, people will come and tell me they rigged. Okay, they rigged. So, they rigged. They rigged the election. But did people voted for them or not? Yes, they did. So the question is, all the people we are all clamoring to vote for today, what have they ever done in benefit to our existence? What? Good roads we still don't have in many areas in Nigeria. I live in Lagos, the so-called hub of Nigeria. Many streets still have bad roads. I'm even talking about streets. Even the main road that we are supposed to be using is still bad. Not to now talk of the other many inside caucus, like people used to call it, all this, the suburb of every area that links to the normal road. They're so bad. The main road itself is bad. That's the closest thing the government can give its people. We don't have good health care. You go to every hospital, oh God of Nazareth. They lack facility, number one. Number two, the operatives that are there are just like, I don't know where they pick them from. Maybe they deliberately always go and look for frustrated people to give government jobs to. Or perhaps the frustrated people are the ones who usually go to take up government jobs. Because you will see sign of frustration in every of their dealings. The way they speak to you, the way they look at you, the way they address you, you will see frustration. So the question is, who are Nigerians? Nigerians are bad people, in my opinion. People who do not deserve mercies. I'm telling you. I can debate anybody on this any day, anytime. No matter how highly intellectual you are. Nigerians are bad people. We are not just corrupt, we are wicked. If there is a bigger word for wicked or cruel, that's who we are in Nigeria. And our cruelty have wings, branches of cruelties that I can start addressing one after the other. And in the next 10 years, I will not be through addressing it. The way we do everything is cruel. Even when we give birth to children, the circumcision that we give to people in Nigeria, to male child in Nigeria, is true pain. In abroad, the children doesn't even know whether they are circumcised or not. Every of our things has to go through pain. I was speaking with an ex-colleague of mine that lives now in US, in Texas, when he had his twin. And I asked, how did you do circumcision, for your sons, for the two of them? He said the boys didn't even know they did circumcision. And advance in technology. These are things we could have easily copied. But we still choose to cut the foreskin of an awoken baby and allow him go through that pain throughout the incision, throughout the whole cutting process. The child will be screaming hell. So if we are like that naturally, then I don't think there's something else. Female mutilation. But what else have we not done in this country? And some people will say Pan-Africanism, like Shehu Kuti, who is someone I respect his opinion. In most cases, we always say Pan-Africanism. I watched his video yesterday. He said we are the civilized people. I say civilized. You where they use people do ritual. A country or a continent that behead people just to worship a tree in the past. People that uses twin for sacrifice for no purpose. People that used to kill each other just for the purpose of a water that is not clean, not knowing how to clean it up. And we are the civilized. Sometimes when I hear some things, it baffles me. I watched a video which I'm going to play here. They said a guy was trying to enforce it at home in the East, and they burned him alive. It was a gory video. So if you don't get mind, you know if you watch this video. I watched the video and I saw the guy running with fire all over him. He was looking for how to escape. And I asked his crime. According to the report, he was one of the people who is trying to force the sit at home in the East. So they strip him naked, pour him petrol that is even scarce. That's when you will know that people have petrol in their shops or in their various homes. They brought out petrol and they lynch him. So another cruelty is that why will you lynch a human being like you? But you will not blame them. That's the order of the day. We are sickening in this country. This country is filled with sick people. So even if you are born a well person, you will become sick if you grow up in this system. So they lynched him. And if he was the one too, with his group, if he had come with his group and they are able to apprehend someone or enforce something, they can also lynch someone. So what is being melted on him is something they can possibly also do. So I was not wondering, why was he lynched? This is where the cruelty now comes in. If they see each of their governors or senators or House of Representatives, people who have embezzled not just their fund or their money, but their life, money that were meant for roads, some people have spent it. Money that was meant for hospitals, some people have used it to give it to their girlfriend to travel to Dubai, to Qatar for all of this. Most Nigerians, politicians, and all these rich middle that they call the business class people, all of their children, whom people are calling omolowo, children of rich people, these are things they are doing. People become rich at the detriment of many. That's why when I see someone say omolowo, I don't even, beyond we talking, having to see that you are intellectually sound or your intellectual capability is on the high. I don't respect you. No matter how much you have. If you like, have all money in the world. It's none of my business. What I respect and appreciate in people is their person, their personality, what they stand for, and how they give verdict on things. And I can only know that if I debate you. And there are some people that I've debate. I've seen who they are. I've talked with some people, I've chatted with some people, and I know that they are just people. These are people who have come to destroy the fabric structure of the country, of the world. So whether they are rich or poor, I care less. I don't value people like that. I chose the type of people I value. You have to be intellectually sound, and you have to uphold your moral values. You have to have good integrity. Quite unfortunately, a lot of people that I know doesn't even have high intellectual capability. They lack integrity, moral value is hardly there. So we just manage each other like that. And whenever you are even telling them that this is who you observe them to be, they are the first to come up to you, to walk up to you, to treacherously fight you. They will come vehemently with everything they have to defend their stupidity, just to prove to you that you are not what you think you've seen about them. So when they lynched this guy, I was like, how many governors have been lynched in this world? I mean, in this country. People will now come and say, maybe they have operatives following them. They are carrying guns. Why not lynch them with their operatives? I've seen a judge, this same stupid court of ours in Nigeria here, give someone death penalty for stealing 55,000 naira. These are things that happened this same, maybe late last year, December, or this year, January 2023. Gave someone death penalty for stealing 55,000 naira. And there are people who have stolen billions who have been pat in the back and given state pardon. The issue of minor, 2 billion pension fund or whatever. Have you heard anything? All these off mic set of NDDC people. Even the issue of NCDC, everything has been silent. One person was alleged to have stolen 80 billion naira recently, not quite long, and pretended to be injured, only for him to get inside and throw away the crush and started praying. Hypocrite. They are praying to the God who allowed them steal money. That's a typical Nigerian. More Nigerians are not just ordinarily wicked, they are daftly wicked. And it's only when it affects them straightforward. Because if you are not stupid as a people of a nation, someone claim and preach change mantra. So if you are not daft in a country where someone came with his change mantra, preach that change to you, and the first 4 years, he fucked up everything, virtually almost everything. And in 2019, they came back and was doing like this to you. I know some people that I had to debate with and discuss with them. And everyone was saying, Say Baba. To them, they are mocking people like us who saw the man as a failure. That's where you see that they are daftly wicked. Someone that will make policy that will make or mar your life. You are mocking other people by saying APC will use. It's as if stupidity is what they build along with an average Nigerian. Someone failed woefully the first 4 years. And all he did throughout that time was to blame the past administration. You didn't know that it was that bad when you were coming into office, right? And the whole thing was, except we want to fool each other, Every Nigerian knows themselves. Even the daft ones know how daft they are. So we can sit down here and pretend as if, you know, nothing bad is happening. But the truth is that Nigerians are bad. And it takes a set of bad people to produce a bad leader. Who is not corrupt in this country? You don't need to probably be on the right side of the law. All you need to have is money in order to punish someone in your vicinity. If I am extremely rich now, I can just come and ask police to come and deal with someone for just pick him up and just go and lock him somewhere, and nothing will happen. It will only cost money. Owó ló máa jẹ. That's the way this country works. It's like a jungle. They just set up the constitution, the law there. That is. It's only when it suits the law that I see someone to sentence to death. Can you imagine someone being sentenced to death for the sake of 55,000 naira, where other people are stealing billions? Some are even stealing billions in dollars in here in this country. Not in naira anymore. And they are not being sentenced to death alongside all their families and anybody that is related with to them by proxy or by. And we sit down here and we say we live in a country. Naira, a lot of people are hungry. Can you even imagine if your president is not ultimately is we used to hear ultimate warrior. This one is ultimate wicked. As if he doesn't listen to the news, as if he doesn't watch the TVs, as if he doesn't even have someone to report back to him what is happening in our. How can you even be a president and not care about your vicinity? People have died just within this few time. Some people have gone hungry. Even most of us to feed every week now has become problems. We have to practically be begging for cash here and there. Money that we earn through sweat and blood, we still have to practically beg for it. If we are lucky, some people will take transfer with extra charges. Papa. So even if they want to force the cashless society or not, there are still many policies that still needs to be, so many issues to be addressed in this country. It's like we don't even have a country. As far as I'm concerned, we don't have a country. We just have a set of clowns joined together from. See, what makes us a country, as far as I'm concerned, abuse the British from now to tomorrow. I will tell you one fact today. Is because they had come to liberate us. They ruled for some certain time. That is even what still give us a clue, an illusion of a country that we have now. If by judging by the ruthlessness of everyone in the country, the way people behave and everything, you will know we will be competing with the animal jungle. With the animals in the jungle. It's always about the survival of the fittest, who has the sharpest teeth, who can run faster, who can kill swiftly. That's what it would have become. The little rules of law that is still guiding us, helping us to operate and function as a country is still as a result of what they left. So you can come and say, they stole everything. They didn't steal everything. They don't even have a lot. And even if they are stolen, your people allowed it. It's not as if they carry their gun, come here now. Oh yeah, put the gun on you. Everybody say, oh yeah, give us your money, give us your gold, give us your oil. No, it's strategy. And they are a country who is looking for opportunity for their own citizens. And they saw it here, and they assessed the people, and they discovered that they are morons in nature. And not just moronic in nature, they are wicked. They are foolish, moronic, dumb, and wicked, and self-centered join. So they took advantage of those weaknesses and they crawl under our skin and begin to suck from our blood. So it is a strategy, whether you like it or not. So it's not left for the people whom you have elected there as a leader to make sure there is a change. So who are you as a people? You people that lynch each other easily as if it's a normal thing. You lynch each other. Ẹ máa múra yín, ẹ máa dáná sun ara yín bí ẹni pé. You understand? We now have bankers too. Imagine Nigerians are beginning to go to every ATM machines, destroying it. Asheni Sherai. You know they do yourself, no say that yourself you know they do. So when you put yourself in a more chaotic situation, how are you going to rescue yourself from it? Now let's even assume that there are banks now who are now giving out the money. The CBN now wake up today, the Holy Spirit, or like you people believe, now fill their hearts. They now say, okay, let's push out more money so that our citizens can suffer less. Where are the ATMs to dispense this money? Every ATMs have been destroyed. Nigerians are the set of people that find themselves in a situation, in a dreaming situation, and they drive themselves into limbo. They drive themselves into limbo where they might not be able to come out from. They'll be in dreamland forever, in trouble. So here we are still struggling to get the cash. The machine that could have easily been dispensing the cash, most of them have been destroyed. Most banks burned. And we know the house of all those governors. We didn't go there. I would have thought that people will march up to Aso Rock to go and meet the so-called dead brain they made the president in 2015 to complain. No, they won't go there. Now that one is not just dead brain. It's a wicked dead brain. That man wicked. I've never seen an administrator that wicked before. Even the likes of IBB, I was still young then now. If people begin to cry foul on, you'll see at night, the president will come and on NTA address the people and reverse any issues that has been, causing chaos in their endeavors, be it increase in fuel price or whatever. But this one will just sit down there and be looking at you. Rather, it will be heaping more pain on the people. That's who you deserve. Like the scripture says, when the foundation is wrong, what shall the righteous do? What shall the righteous do? And sometimes when the sinner are being punished, the ones that are not, that are outrightly upholding good integrity, will also suffer. And that's what we've been experiencing. Beleshe Banjia, Olododo Maba Onjeme. So the problem is just most of the people in the country we are bad. So another issue is the issue of a lack of work. What issue is bothering us that doesn't even come from being bad as a person, as a people, as a collection of but when this man came in, everybody thought he was coming here to solve the problem of the country, which is majorly corruption. We are so bad that if you are a truthful person in Nigeria, you will hate being in Nigeria. You will hate most. This is not dislike, outright hatred. You will hate Nigerians. You will go to police station, you have to bribe to report. They say bail is free, bail is never free. Police will be till now in my area here. Go every area in Nigeria, see where police are not standing collecting bribe on the road. Who is doing anything about that? In 2023, last year was 2022, when other countries are even beginning to talk about innovations, good ideas. how to move from Earth to Mars, things that can help retain their lives, people technologies that can help copy your brain and still restore even when you are dead, you are still alive on a machine. We are here, police are still on the road collecting bribe. Hospital too is the same thing. It's like every institution in this country is rubbish. You even have these CDA people in your area, their own is to embezzle money. No accountability anywhere. Someone is just in charge of collecting money from other people for a cause that they know nothing about it. No accountability, no transparency. I can't recall how many people I've given money to help me solve one problem or the other. They will run a most people who have car will know mechanic, rewire, carpenter and stuff. You call them to job, you pay. If you are unlucky and you unfortunately pay them upfront, that it becomes a problem. Is it? So as you are seeing a bad government, there's not even bad government because government is like a constitution. As you are seeing people who are representative of a set of people in government, like public holders, office holders, who are to uphold the constitution of that office. As you are seeing them being bad, check all the citizens and everybody under them are so odious, so deadly, so wicked, so cruel. People will stupidly vote for a wrong candidate, and yes, they will come. I've seen many of them even in my area. People will vote for a wrong candidate and will still come and tell us that the government is bad. Are you crazy or are you wèrè? Fúnra yín lẹ fọwọ́ ara yín lọ ṣera yín lẹ lọ. Tọ́ bá yín sọ, if you discuss it with anybody that this part you're treading is, they will say that's where they will. And when the consequences of their stupid action comes out, they are the first to start shouting, start screaming. Even most people who shout say Baba the second time, they are hearing it now. Most of which I know are not even well to do financially. And it's not as if they are benefiting anything from the government. And they are shouting say Baba say Baba. Go to filling station. I was watching one of the video of that freeze yesterday. He was abusing a lot of people. And I laughed. But he was right. The moment, and people always take advantage of any chaotic situation. The moment this policy came out, everybody turned themselves to God. I was at the bus stop to my area about 2-3 days ago. I went to the Ikorodu garage to buy my laptop charger that got burnt. So I was coming back. As I got to Agric, I boarded the bus coming to my area. So I saw this POS guy beside the bus I boarded. And I asked, bros, how much are you giving 10,000? He said, I'm going to pay 1,000. 1,000, is it 1,2 or 1,5? And he said it confidently. Apparently, this money must have gone to, sometimes some of them too used to go to buy. In NNPC in Agric here, at Agric, instead of selling fuel, collecting transfer, because even this government who wants to enforce cashless policy, even if that is what they are doing, they are not trying to probably enforce. You go to NNPC, you want to buy fuel. Do you know what they do? They will pack together group of people who are doing POS. According to my investigation, they happen to be the ones to sell the cash to those POS people. They sell 50,000 for 47,000. So they give 47,000 naira to those POS people. Those ones transfer 50,000 to them, so they make 3,000. So how do they get the cash back? If you now go there, you want to buy fuel, they will direct you to go and meet the POS people. Those ones who will rip you off, because obviously apart from the 3,000 naira they are paid on the 50,000, they have a kickback they are giving to the manager. So they will collect cash from you, sell it to the POS people. So if other people come, if you say, I know I want to pay through POS, through online banking or through your ATM, they will say no, they are collecting cash. They will direct you to the POS people. You will go and buy money, maybe 10,000 naira for maybe 8.5. Those one will make 1.5 from you for collecting 10,000 naira. So you now use the cash to buy fuel from the NNPC station. After you buy the fuel, another person will do the same thing. They are all collecting cash. That same cash that they have gathered, they will sell it back to the POS people. It has now become a racket. Same Nigeria. Buhari is not involved in that one. So at every given opportunity, everybody will become God and all sovereign controller of everything within their space. The bankers will start acting as if they are special being compared to the people who had come to. I'm sure a lot of people are beginning to say it anyway, that after this whole scenario, a lot of people will stop putting money in the bank, which obviously will increase theft everywhere. All those armed robbers will now start going to people's house again to go and rob them. And if people are smart enough to bury their money and keep it safe or whatever, maybe. But with this kind of policy, banking system is going to be affected, because I don't know who are the people who are sitting down making all this policy in the first place. So they make bad policy, give room for odious characters that fill up the Nigerian space to take advantage of each other. We are so lawless, and we think the international people are not seeing all this. And that's why even when we go to the airport, even in Kenya over there, Ghana, then they hear that you're in Nigeria, they put you aside and begin to do thorough checking on you. We lack integrity, we lack good image out there. At the end of the day, we will still all come back to say that our government are bad, as if those people put themselves there. If you look at the role Tinubu and Sanwo-Olu played during the NSAS movement, I doubt if Sanwo-Olu should even have one vote in Lagos. But obviously, he will win. Because even if they will rig, they will still use the same youth that they are killing to rig the election. That's why those people have confidence. That's why they call us morons every day. I wonder what they, even to our face, sometimes they mistakenly call us morons, even when campaigning during their rallies. Only God knows what they call us behind our back when they are in their inner caucus, in their coven, slicing the state and national cake as if it's their birthright. Morons. It's only in this country people are bad, you still see them have followers. In this same country, a pastor will be telling you to put your security and your trust in God, and when he's going home, he has almost 6 to 7 convoy leading him home. And you will stupidly still go to the same church. It's the same thing to all those. Well, like I said from the beginning of this video, I just came here to rant. And if I begin to touch on all the points, I'm sure most of the points that I even want to talk about, I've forgotten while I'm doing this video. But the few ones that I know I can touch, schools too are like that. Everybody has joined. Private schools now are just looking for a means to extort the parents. Any small thing, like recently my children's school wants to do inter-house sports. They asked us to pay money. We paid. After then, they even said send another message to the children that we should pay a certain amount for each group that they belong to. Things that are not proper. We still pay that one, only for them to carry a big letter, give to them all the things they are still going to need for the inter-house sport, and they were asking for support, financial support. I told one of the parents whose children too are going, I said, I don't have any money to give. He said, and now give them 100,000 now. Maybe you have this money, as if he's the chief accountant to my account. or the account officer to my account. Give them 100,000 now. Give them money now. Because people don't even know what is right from wrong anymore. It has all become bashing shiny, and so we do, and that's the way things have been done. All sort of rot. And I used to say it. Me, we all went to school, and the question is, why we were in school? The people me I consider olodos are not the one who doesn't know what to write, are the one who spy. They spy you. I have a friend like that when we were in secondary school. He was always sitting beside me. He will spy me. And when I get 70 or 80 over 100, he will get like 25 or 30. And I was like, what I wrote down, what was written down was what you spied. How did you know? Until the day I borrowed his notes, that was when I knew where the problem was. I was sick for a week. I didn't go to school. Only for me to get to school, I said, okay, let me get your note, guy. I took it home. Come and see errors. Oh, God. These are not notes that were from dictation, no. Like when a teacher is in front of the class dictating to you and you're writing that. No, it was written on the board. And this guy still wrote rubbish. That's a typical Nigeria for you. And that's the way many Nigerians are. So daft in the head that even the right thing to copy from European or Americans or all those developed countries, they can hardly copy. Even when they copy, they still copy it and abuse, maybe modify it in a way that will suit them and turn it to rubbish. Anyway, this is where I will end this video. If I want to rant again or talk about any other topic again, I'll still come. But just keep asking yourself, who are you? If you know you are a corrupt person, nobody needs to remind you or tell you. You know you are corrupt. Stop complaining. That's what I kept telling most of the people in my area now. You support a corrupt leader, then deal with the consequences. Me, I even don't want any Nigerians to vote for the right person. Me, I have a candidate I will vote for if I will even vote. His name is Omoyele Sowore. He's not that popular. And I know this by calling some of the people I know that went to school and talked about Omoyele Sowore. Unfortunately, they didn't even know who the guy is. I had to start explaining to them who he is, who he was, the owner of Sahara Reporter or whatever. And some of them still don't know. That's to show you the level of idiocy and illiteracy in our midst, because people don't even do investigation to check who is the right person for them to vote for. They just do silly things. And here we are today complaining of bad government. No problem, bad government or not. We are bad as ourselves. We are not good. We are lazy. We are dubious. We are insensitive. Our sensitivity only lies on sentiment and tribalistic issues. See people supporting a candidate because of tribe. Even the so-called people be that people are hawking around as if they are hawking gala. Nobody, unfortunately, most people don't. Nigerians are more like pantomat people. People who believe they are all knowing, they know. Unfortunately, people who cannot even tell what is going to happen in the next minute, they will be telling you about the future of a country that they could not even see, that they are blind to. You understand? People are so myopic in nature. I still give kudos to everybody who still come out to analyze things in Nigeria, because me, I'm an emotional person and I get easily traumatized, especially when I see stupidity. When I see stupidity, the only thing I try to do is to avoid it. If I witness it once and I felt maybe I misjudged, and second time, third time, there are many people I've discussed with that I know I will never discuss with again. Their own cases, their lost canon, their lost case. They've been wired and designed every fabric structure of their body has been wired wrongly, not to talk of their brain. So those are the ones that I consider lost case, and which most Nigerians are anyway. And, there's nothing anybody can do about it. So whatever pain we all heap on ourselves, let's enjoy it. Let's keep enjoying the pain and stop complaining. If you like, vote wisely. If you like, don't vote wisely. Whether you now vote wisely or not, don't forget your president won't be everywhere in the country. If you like, keep supporting corruption. Keep saying that that's the way they are doing it. Promoters in the bus going and the bus driver being stopped by the police, and the bus driver didn't want to pay the police. You see the promoter say, give him now. No be so you now they pay. You don't know say now so they collect am now, no delay us. People who encourage corruption in broad daylight. I don't know how they Nigeria destroyed the fabric structure of this country. Abeg, let me not talk too much. Until we meet again, please subscribe to my station, to my channel. This is a Future ABC online TV, and it's a new channel, not quite long. I opened it, and we discuss the state of the issues here, depending on but depending on what is happening in our domain. I want you to help me subscribe, click the notification bell, so as to tell you whenever I uploaded any video. And please like this video if you like it, and your comment will be highly welcome at the comment section. Until we see you again next time, I don't want to pray because prayer doesn't work in this country. If there is a God, it doesn't live there. And we don't even need any God. A lot of countries in the developed country doesn't need any God to make them who they are today. They are just a set of people who, our nature as blacks, ìgbéraga ti pọ̀jù. We are too proud, too pompous. You have a car, your neighbor buy one, you look for a means to buy another one to make your own too, just as to prove to your neighbor that you have more money than him. That's our nature, everything. Even Nigerians that live in diaspora, you see, go and check them, they have 4 or 5 cars. Doing with what? Oyinbo person will not have more than 1 or 2 that they need. Except that person is extremely rich, perhaps. And most of the cars have are endorsements, even for footballers. Give them cars, let them ride it around, and encourage other people to go and buy, people who are following them. But for a typical average person, we just always want to live above our means and to let people believe that that our life is better than theirs and stuff like that. That's the kind of lifestyle a typical Nigerian lives, to oppress their neighbors to the extent that they started naming everything. You hear under baby boy, under bullet, under bulldog. End of discussion. Discussion continue. You see all those rods in the way we name cars that were designed by a particular company that varies from year to year. You see them nickname a generator, I better pass my neighbor. Who did this to us? You better pass your neighbor. How? For having a generator. In a climb that things works out, are you even supposed to be using a generator in the first place? Not to now start to define yourself being better than someone just by having a generator, an additional cost on your expenses. It is well. Until we meet again, please stay cool, stay fine, and if you don't get brain, please borrow one or rent one or buy one. And if you know you are wicked, you are part of the people whose ideology is to support wicked people, and yet come out to complain, God will punish you. God will not punish you. Ayala, Ogun, Sokono will punish you. Take care.